Once upon a time, in a grand kingdom perpetually veiled under a blanket of gray clouds, there lived a king. This wasn't just any king. He was the king of pessimism. His castle, though architecturally magnificent, seemed to droop under the weight of his perpetual gloom. The flowers in the royal gardens wilted, not from lack of water, but seemingly from his constant sighs. He wore the finest royal purple robes, a golden crown atop his head, but his most prominent feature was a frown, etched so deeply into his face it looked like a permanent fixture. He was a man who could find a storm cloud in a clear blue sky. Inside the royal dining hall, the scene was no different. Servants, treading lightly, would present him with the most exquisite feasts imaginable. Golden platters piled high with roasted meats, vibrant displays of the freshest fruits, and pastries that were masterpieces of culinary art. But did the king rejoice? No. He'd gaze upon the delicious spread and heave a heavy, theatrical sigh. All this, he would grumble, waving a dismissive hand, will only make me fat. And then my royal robes won't fit. What a disaster! The poor servants would just exchange bewildered glances, shuffling away with the untouched delicacies, leaving the king to his self-imposed misery. This went on day after day, week after week. The entire kingdom seemed to hold its breath, caught in the grip of the king's negativity. But there was one person who refused to succumb to the gloom. The king's royal advisor. He was a wise old man with kind eyes, a gentle smile, and a spirit as bright as the king's was dim. He watched the king's sorrow with a patient heart, and one day he decided it was time to teach his ruler a lesson. Not with lectures, but with a little bit of magic and a lot of perspective. The next day, as the king was taking his usual mopey stroll through the garden, complaining about the thorns on the roses and the bothersome buzzing of the bees, something caught his eye. There, nestled in the grass, was an apple, but it wasn't just any apple. It was a perfect, gleaming golden apple, sparkling as if it had captured a piece of the sun. For a fleeting moment, a flicker of wonder crossed the king's face, but it was quickly replaced by his old friend, worry. "Oh dear," he muttered to himself, picking it up nervously. "This is far too beautiful. Someone will surely try to steal it from me. I'll have to guard it day and night. What a terrible burden." He clutched the apple to his chest, his brow furrowed deeper than ever. Just as he was spiraling into a new pit of anxiety, the sky, which had been its usual dreary gray, suddenly turned a dark, angry purple. A fierce wind began to howl, and a torrential downpour erupted. The king, startled, scrambled for shelter under a large oak tree. Sibered, clutching his precious, burdensome apple. The wise adviser appeared, walking calmly through the storm without so much as an umbrella. He was smiling. "Your Majesty," the adviser said, his voice carrying over the thunder. "You see a destructive storm, but look closer. Even this storm is a gift. It's watering our thirsty flowers and washing the dust from the world." He gestured to the sky. "Every cloud, no matter how dark, hides a blessing. You just have to be willing to look for it." As the adviser spoke, the storm began to subside as quickly as it had arrived. The rain softened to a drizzle, and then A single, brilliant ray of sunlight pierced through the clouds, illuminating the garden in a heavenly glow. The raindrops on the leaves and petals sparkled like a million tiny diamonds. The air smelled fresh and clean. The king looked from the advisor's smiling face to the rejuvenated garden, and then down at the golden apple in his hand. For the first time, he didn't see a burden. He saw a beautiful gift, a genuine, unforced smile slowly spread across his face. From that day forward, everything changed. The king learned to find the silver lining, the hidden blessing, the ray of sun behind every cloud. He saw the rain as a life giver, the thorns as protectors of the beautiful rose, and his magnificent feasts as a reason to celebrate with his people. His laughter began to echo through the castle halls, and this newfound joy was contagious. Happiness bloomed across the land, brighter and more vibrant than any flower. The kingdom was transformed, not by a change of scenery, but by a change of heart. The king, now and forevermore, ruled over a bright and joyful world, proving that a positive heart is the most powerful magic of all. Thank you so much for watching our little story today. We hope it brought a smile to your face. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more tales that warm the heart. We'll see you in the next video.